Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Asta Was a Fallen Prince, Part 2. So yeah, this is Part 2 of this What If, and whatever. Okay? No recaps, because it hasn't been 1 month, it actually has been only a couple of days since the last time I uploaded this, but yeah, I think like 2 days, but not the point. Let me go into this What If, and yeah. But other than that, let me just go in, okay? Bye. Well, not bye. Let me just go in, okay? What the fuck am I talking about? But yeah. So we go into, well, Asta. Asta wake up the next day, since yes, there was a party yesterday about him not dying. Yay. So yeah, Asta wakes up the next day. Of course, Asta, he goes to the, shower first just to kind of wash up and all that. So of course he's washing up, gets back to his room. And of course, one thing is for sure, well, the problem is that Asta has is that he has clothes, yes, but all his clothes are short. And the clothes that he wore kind of yesterday was basically just Odin kind of giving him clothes because he was kind of hurt. This is where Asta realized that he forgot to ask. Well, he did ask Vanessa, but Vanessa was too drunken and she actually made the same size clothes like last time when he was actually like 5'1". He is right now 6 feet, and of course, he does not actually wear the same height of clothes as he used to be. This is where Asta just sighs. This is where Asta just wear the clothes that he kind of got from Odin, so he just didn't give a shit that much. He has a different personality entirely, but of course, he's still the same Asta, just a little bit more different, much more calmer, much more, just calm half the damn time, and very relaxed and not caring that much. But yeah, this is where Asta is yawning. Oh damn, I fucking made myself yawn. God damn it. But not the point. I'll go back into Asta, okay? Of course, Asta is just yawning, and of course, this is where, well, also, I was using the wrong, what's it called? Well, thumbnail. I accidentally used the thumbnail that before I edited it, whatever. And this is the actual, yeah, I just realized that. But yeah, of course, is where, well, Asta is right now just yawning, getting towards the black balls. Of course, is where, well, we're mostly not getting towards the black balls. He's already in the black balls. He is mostly in like the building and all that. This is where Asta is thinking and what to do. This is where Asta decides to kind of go visit some people. Because, yeah, he hasn't really visited anyone that much. Well, after he kind of woke up and all that. He visited a couple people, but then again, he should probably go do that. But before doing that, Asta kind of goes downstairs just to check on everyone. Of course, everyone is not there. Asta says, duh. Where the hell did everyone go? Jesus Christ. I should really start learning how to control my mana. Who's the best person to ask? Luck-sama. Yeah, Luck would be good because he uses lightning and I use white lightning. Actually, now that I think about it, probably should fight him. Just because, why not? This is where Asta is just walking around. This is where, well, he's looking everywhere, and of course he sees no one. What the fuck? He remembers everyone was entirely just intoxicated, and just either just wasted already or just intoxicated, mostly. This is where, well, Asta says there's no way in hell anyone was not that fucking drunk enough not to wake up with a fucking headache. This is where Asta did take in some few drinks because Asta just was actually a heavy drinker now. Do you see here? His body changed entirely, and of course he can take more shots than normal. So yeah, this is where, well, I should also mention, warning: don't like drink or anything unless you're over the age of 21. Okay, not under, just over. Okay, or just don't drink at all. Okay, don't do any of that shit. But whatever. Of course, Asta is just like yawning. He's still looking around. This is where, well, he still sees no one. He's confused. And I should mention one thing. His crown has been floating on top of him. The crown kind of just stays on top of his head. Doesn't actually, like, disappear or anything. It just stays up there, just floating on his head. But yeah. This is where, well, Asta just doesn't care. And of course, it's nice to kind of goes to find, well, where the others are at. Before he leaves, he actually kind of sees Noelle coming through the door. This is where, well, Noelle says, "Oh, hey, Asta, why aren't you wearing your royalty clothes?" This is what Asta says, "Because Vanessa didn't make it for me." And also, I'm not gonna wear that. No. Doesn't wear. Well, Noel says, you see here, Asta, you're a prince. So wear those damn royalty clothes, or I'll force you to do them. Asta says, I don't think you're gonna force me at all. Two things. I'm a dude. Wait, no, that's not two things. Well, yeah, I'm a dude and I don't wanna. Doesn't work. Well, Noel says, well, that is true. Still, don't care. Wear the damn clothes. She right now had her eyes so dark and deep. Well, mostly not dark and deep. She mostly had a cold glare in her eyes and said, fucking wear them. This is where Asta, who looks at her and smiles with his evil grin and says, hell no. This is where, well, they both start arguing after worrying about the fancy clothes, and of course, Asta doesn't wear them because you see here, Asta doesn't really give a shit. He's not a prince of royalty and all that. He's a prince of the undead, a fallen prince mostly. Now, of course, where well, Noel just keeps complaining. That's why Asta doesn't want to, but Noel wants him to do it. This is where well, today's kind of a special day. That's why she kind of asked Asta to do it. This is where Asta says, hell no. This is where Noel says, where the... Luckily, I did ask Vanessa to make you these clothes. This is where, well, she pulls out what they call these white, but also has like these bright yellow patterns on them, like what they call normal, like royal prince or anything you'll be wearing. Either color of green, like kind of darkish green and all that, and has like this golden pattern and all that. Or like this silver, and this is where, well, she kind of just like pull it out and says, pick one. This is where Asta says, hell no. This is where, well, Asta sometimes usually, well, in original canon, usually won't cuss around Noel. But you see here, Asta's personality did change. And this is where Asta kind of just ducked down and says, hell no. I'm not wearing any of those clothes. They all seem too damn tight and annoying. And too bright. God, my eyes hurt. This is where, well, Noel says, I don't care, just wear one of them. You're not going to look like that. Besides, it's a special day for you. So I don't think it's a good idea to wear that. This is where Asta says, can I know what the special day is? No, it's a surprise. Asta sighs and says, fine, I wear something. I wear something that isn't my fucking medical kind of stuff or whatever. This is where, oh, Noel says, good, now pick one. This is where Asta, he like rips off the clothes, and this is where Noel's face becomes red, and like she looks away. This is where, well, Asta just kind of rips off his clothes, but this is where Asta snaps his fingers. This is where his eyes becomes white, and this is where, well, his clothing of the mostly the fallen prince form kind of appears. Mostly the clothing. It's mostly armor that Asta kind of uses. It's this kind of form usually. It's not really much of a form that's why it just changes if he's in this form or not. It's mostly just a power boost. That's what it is. But mostly the clothing is kind of like armor. So of course Asta's armor, mostly clothing. It kind of, well, if you want to think about it and how it kind of looks like it, think of Sword Art Online and think of Kyoto, or fucking the main character's name. I don't remember. The fucking guy with what's it called? Let me show you. Mostly, what's it called? Asta kind of wears something like this for like his fallen prince form, but mostly it's the coat. He does wear black pants that are kind of like sweatpants a little bit, but not really. Well, it's mostly like, well, he wears like this coat, but really his like clothing and pants and all that, and a shirt and boots. So mostly, what's it called? His boots also, I should mention. His clothes of like, he wears something like this, like underneath his like black coat. The one that kind of looks like what's it called from Sword Art Online. This is like what he wears underneath his black pants and black boots. Yes, he wears black boots. Unlike a normal prince who will kind of wear like normal shoes or whatever the hell again. Asta wears this. Now, of course, well, Asta has all that. And of course, he kind of just slipped back his hair a little bit backwards and kind of look like Virgil, okay? Not much like Virgil, but yeah. I just really like Virgil's design, okay? Leave me alone. But no, he didn't really slick back his hair. He just kind of just flick it back a little bit. And this is where Asta says, done. This is where, well, Noel says, no, that's not what you're supposed to. This is what my form looks like. Well, mostly my armor clothing. You see here, these clothing are usually resilient to a bunch of things, even magic. So, he can't really make me wear any of those other clothes. Besides, I still look fancy enough, I think so. As an emo way, I guess you can say. This is where, oh, Noel, go. damn it. This is where, well, Asta says, and besides, you gotta look also good, aren't you? This is where, Noel says, I have clothes that I need to change into. Asta says, I can help you with that, pervert. Asta says, no, I don't mean like that. Asta's face becomes red. This is where, Asta says, like this. Asta's eyes are still in the white glowing, and of course Noel gets kind of scared of mostly the white eyes, but still looks kind of cute and all that. Well, mostly not cute, mostly shiny and all that, and beautiful and all that. His white eyes. And this is where Asta kind of just like snaps his fingers, and this is where a white glow around Noel appears. This is where, her clothing changes from, well, what she was actually wearing towards kind of wearing something similar towards a kind of, well, her clothing, but mostly kind of, what's it called? To mostly kind of look like what she kind of wears in her Valkyrie armor. Of course, it kind of looks like water that she's wearing, because it is, but of course, it actually become like clothing. This is where, well, she is kind of wearing something like a dress a little bit, but it's not that very long and all that. It doesn't like block her movements and all that. And this is where, it's kind of like a skirt a little bit, but yeah, a little bit towards the knee side and all that. And this is where, Noel says, what the hell did you do? What? This is where she goes to the mirror and say, holy shit, it's actually cute. This is where she's actually looking at the dress and all that. And this is where Asta says, so, wanna go now? This is where, Noel's face becomes red, and of course, this is where Asta says, come on, you said it was a special day. So where's the special day going to be at? The kingdom. That's what Asta says. Okay, let's go. This is where, Noel says, how will we get there fast enough? Asta says, he kind of like activates his eyes, and of course, this is where, a portal appears, and this is where Asta says, come on, let's go. This is where, Noel says, sure. Of course, she follows Asta. Of course, this is where Asta does have his hand out, and of course, Noel does take it. But yeah, this is where, they kind of get to the capital, and of course are walking through the capital to get to the kingdom, well, mostly the main place and where Noel wants to bring Asta. And of course, when multiple people are looking around, this is where multiple people see Asta with a crown kind of floating around his head. And this is where Noel kind of holding his hand. Multiple girls kind of get jealous from the fact that Noel is holding Asta's hand, and multiple guys kind of get jealous from the fact Asta's holding Noel's hand. Now, of course, Asta seems to be really scary when people that are guys are looking at Noel with kind of this lustful look. This is where Asta transforms his eyes into white, and this is where, his eyes then changes into red, because he does have Entity 303 kind of power. This is where, his eyes kind of just start burning into, fire. This is where, Asta says, do something, I'll murder you all. This is where, Noel was looking around. Of course, he's the girls kind of looking at Asta with this kind of love look. This is where Noel gets angry. And this is where water pressure kind of appears. Mostly like this sea pressure that actually makes anyone kind of drown. This is where, people kind of feel this heat pressure around Asta when he was actually using Entity 303 abilities. This is where, a bunch of people shut up after kind of looking at them. But yeah, they look anywhere else except their direction. This is where, Noel says, oh, it's that. Asta says, don't know. Asta's eyes goes back into an emerald green. And of course, they get to the place where they're at, or mostly everyone should be at. And of course, they walk through the door. Now, of course, it's mostly Julius being there, and also the, King himself, the Clover King, because he was also called upon. Kira was also called upon. And of course, the Clover King says, why do I have to be here? I have important things to do, Julius. Now, of course, Oda is still Julius, and this is where, Oda says, God damn it. We really gotta figure out a way how to do this without this shit happening. That's where, all the other captains are there, just kind of seeing why they're here. But of course, when, Noel and Asta gets to the place, they're actually kind of not going through the front, but going through the side. This is where, they meet up with, Yuno. Now, Yuno basically looks like his prince outfit mostly what his, full spirit outfit would look like. But of course, this is where he has, a golden crown, like a golden small crown, that's similar to the same size as Asta, but of course, it's on top of his head and not floating, unlike Asta's is. And of course, he's wearing this kind of greenish outfit, but at the same time having these golden patterns into it. But yeah, to kind of show that he's a prince and all. And this is where, Asta says, what the fuck are you wearing? This is where Yuno says, I would have said the same thing what you're wearing, but then again, you are wearing with that form you fought against. I wouldn't do this. What's it called? That girl over there, like, tried to make you wear any of the other clothes? Asta says no. She tried to, but that didn't work. Asta smiles this evil, cheekily grin and all that. Let's see what, says, still, I think any of those other clothes would look better than what you're wearing right now. Shut the fuck up, Asta said. Listen, says, I didn't actually know you would cuss at me. Bitch, you're really being annoying right now. I'm not wearing any of those clothes because fuck off, I'm not fully a prince. I don't really care about the whole identity of being a prince. I don't really care. I can care less about it, but yeah. Then again, probably I'll still be able to get so many girls on my side, even without the prince status. Hopefully. I don't really care that much. That's where Asta smiles with this evilish grin, but yeah. Let's see where, looks at Asta, of course, just giving out with this emotionless, like, face most of the time, but yeah. Let's see where, when Mimosa kind of saw what Asta was wearing, her face was red. It's the same outfit that Asta used to kind of fight against Entity and save her from the sword strike from Entity. This is where, Mimosa's face becomes kind of reddish, and this is where she actually does like the outfit color. This is where, she wouldn't like any of the other outfits, but still, I don't think Asta will kind of like them. But yeah, this is where Asta says, so, what are we doing here anyway? Says, the fuck should I know? Well, he says, how the heck should I know? I don't really know. This is where Asta says, why don't you cuss? This is where says, huh? I'm not gonna cuss. Why the fuck not? This is where, says, because no. Also, when the hell did you start cussing most of the time? When I didn't give a fuck that much? This is where, says, whatever. This is where, before Asta is kind of set off to kind of walk beside, because, that's where other people kind of told Asta and to do. This is where, says, why? Asta says, says, why? Asta says, hell nah. This is where, he decides to grab Noelle's hand and says, she's walking along beside me. With this evilish grin that Asta has. This is where Mimosa Noelle's face becomes red. Mimosa has a kind of tint of jealous anger, mostly, and Noelle's face becomes red. This is where, kind of looks at, both of the girls kind of having this kind of feelings towards Asta. Of course, can't really get any girl because of his fucking, how should I say, talking disability, because this motherfucker doesn't really talk half the damn time. This is where, he kind of says, damn, Asta can easily grab any girl. And I guess with his new charming looks or whatever, that fucking gives him another boost. How can I get any? This is where, trying to think about it, but this is where, is not the greatest in love neither. Even though he knows a little bit of more than what's called Asta, Asta seems to have very evilish grins. That means that he actually knows what to do most of the time. He's not an idiot no more. Yeah, he's not much of a dense idiot that much. You see here, after unlocking the prince form, a lot of things really change in Asta's, body. His physical, yes, and also his mental and his brain. You see here, he knows more about love and all that because of the fact that, he met his father, but his father changed a lot of things inside his body. That means his mental, his physical, and a lot of other things, and even his organs and some other things. But yeah, so of course Asta knows a little bit about more love and all that. But yeah, of course Asta's very calm and gentle at the same time, but can be ruthless and murderous and doesn't give a shit that much half that time. So yeah, that's where Asta says, so come on, Noelle, why won't you go out with me just to kind of walk towards the side of me? This is where Noelle said, but because you have to do it on your own. Her face was just all red. She was stuttering, and yeah. Asta says, aw, this will be no fun. Fine. This is where Asta stands beside Yuno says, shit. This is where Asta says, so little brother. This is where Yuno says, what? Like I said, little brother. You're the same height as, not really the same height. You're shorter than me, like 4 inches shorter than me. This is where, kind of glares at him. This is where Asta laughs and says, ha, you're getting angry for no reason. This is where, gets angry. And of course, this is where, he gets a tick mark and says, oh, screw off. Even though I'm 4 inches smaller than you, I'll probably be able to get to that height in a matter of a couple of months or whatever. If you could, I would like to see that. But if you can't, well, too fucking bad. I got to this height in only a couple of seconds in the middle of a battle. This is where, it kind of just gets angry. Now, of course, this is where, everyone is trying to stop and Asta from actually fighting. Because seems to really get angry at the presence of Asta. And Asta seems to just keep triggering him. This is where Momosa and Noelle mostly tries to push Asta a couple inches away from, from actually pissing each other off. Or mostly Asta pissing off, and, getting angry. Of course, Klaus is trying to help, but yeah. Now, of course, other members are kind of seeing this, mostly the other squads. And, of course, they're like saying, is this how royalty is supposed to act, right? Some of them are questioning it. Because you see here, Asta is a prince of mostly a fallen prince. And is a prince of the spade. So, of course, they don't actually know how princes, mostly two princes are supposed to act. But, yeah. Of course, this is where, they're announced to kind of go inside the big door and all that because there's a huge-ass wooden door in front of them. This is where both Asta and, just walk in. Now, of course, this is where, has a cold expression. And this is where Asta seems to have a colder expression. An expression that he doesn't give a shit about most of the things. This is where, when they walk in, this is where, Asta's emerald eyes are glittering into, mostly the dark. And thanks to the fact dark clothes kind of helps it also. But you see here, there's white lines in his dark clothes, mostly the coat and all that. That kind of brightens up a little bit. But yeah. This is where, his crown is just kind of like on top of his head. And of course, does glitter with white lights on it. This is where, Asta and, kind of walk in front of, mostly stop in front of the king. Mostly the Clover King and the Wizard King. This is where, Julius had to speak from a little microphone that's near Oda, like neck and all that. This is where Julius says, so, mostly Oda had to speak with his mouth kind of moving but not saying any words. This is where Julius says, so, welcome you boys. Welcome to the fact that you two are basically two different princes. This is where, the Clover King is right now spitting out his food because the fact that he heard Julius, the fact that they are two different princes. Now, of course, the Clover King hasn't actually known about, being a prince. Mostly some people already knew, but not many people. This is what, some of the nobles that were inside this room also, there was actually other nobles. Also the Silver Eagle and even the Vermilion family are also there. This is where, Mariana is kind of watching this in the room. Fogolian, Leopold, Momosa and Momosa's brother being in there. And also they're kind of like family and all that. This is where Noelle and Nocelle and Nobra and Solar, which they're kind of watching this. Of course, where the Clover King goes, are you okay, Julius? Are you sure that they are two princes from two different places, right? This is where Julius says, of course they are. I forgot Yuno's last name, fuck. But he says Yuno's last name. This is where Yuno is from the Spade Kingdom. He is the youngest, not youngest, he is the prince of the Spade after the fact that they got taken over from some devils and all that. This is where, this is where Clover King realized that he threatened Yuno to be executed and realized that he's a prince and could easily fuck him up with his fucking own kingdom. This is where, the Clover King says, shit. And he says, welcome to the Clover Kingdom. This is where he's trying to get on Yuno's good side. This is where, Yuno seems to be uncaring less. This is where, the Clover King says, so what's the other person with that crown floating on top of him? This is where Julia says, you're talking about Asta. Asta H. Bryan. Asta is a fallen prince. A prince from a fallen kingdom. But of course, that doesn't sure to be taken lightly. His mana and everything else explodes from him to be extremely powerful. I should also mention that he was able to defeat a very strong devil. This is where Julius had to lie about the entity being a devil. A strong devil, and easily managed to win against him after unlocking his prince heritage. This is where, the Clover King goes, wait, Asta. Oh shit. He realized he tried to execute Asta also with Yuna. He remembers that one time. This is where all the fucking, he also remembers the fact he tries to execute Asta for being a double, what it called, a double possessed boy and all that. This is where Kira also narrowed his eyes and realized that Asta is definitely a prince. This is where, every noble widened their eyes and realized if they tried to execute a prince, because yes, they wanted to execute him because he was a double user, they're fucked. Because, well, if he's a prince, they're fucked because they don't know which kingdom that he's from. This is where, the Clover King kind of tries to get on Asta's good side, so whoever is what's it called kingdom Asta's from shouldn't really fuck up what's it called him. This is where Asta gives an uncaring look, but also gives a murderous look also. This is where the Clover King shuts up because holy shit, there's a bloodlust around Asta that should not be touched. This is where the Clover King shut the fuck up. This is where Julius explains that both of them are from two different prince sides. Of course, they're not related in anything, in any case, but of course they're very powerful. We just discovered after a while, and Asta just discovered it on his own. So yeah, you can see that these two princes are very powerful, and also shouldn't be taken lightly. Their status from commoner, there are two statuses, from commoner to prince. Of course, status would be Prince of Spade, and of course, Asta's status would be Prince of the Fallen, or mostly Fallen Prince. This is where, a bunch of people are confused in why Julius keeps saying Fallen Prince, and this is where, not many people question it because after hearing the word Prince, yeah, fuck that. This is where, their status are actually ranking taller and higher than that of an actual Clover King, because the Clover King is pretty pathetic and weak in magic. And these two princes don't really have a separate kind of system like the, Clover King and the Wizard King does have. Because in Yuno's kingdom, I think it's just, the king is the king and Spade. So he is like the protector and also just the ruler over the kingdom. There's no separate. And of course, Asta, there's not really much information about it because, yeah, it's just, he's the Fallen. He doesn't really know about that much. But yeah, of course, this is where, the Clover Kingdom is saying, A bunch of nobles are kind of just shocked and hoping that Asta didn't remember any of them. And so Asta, he seems to be hearing a lot of rumbling and a bunch of people talking. This is where, he's already having a headache. Now, of course, this is where, lightning outside strikes down just to shut them all up. And that's where Asta shakes. Oh my god, would all of you shut up for a damn second? This is where Asta finally talks. This is where all the nobles shut the fuck up. Even the royalties, some of them that were kind of talking. This is where that some from, mostly there wasn't that much in the royalty family that were talking. But of course, this is where some of the nobles just shut up and all that. This is where, Asta says, God, for the love of God. If any of you really keep talking and going on with your fucking mouth, I wouldn't hesitate in slicing you down. Asta makes a sword out of nowhere appear, mostly out of being a Scythian. This is where, everyone shuts up after that. This is where Asta says, Also, Clover King, you think I will forget about a lot of things? I'm a fucking prince, and you dare to try to execute me about a couple of times. Why shouldn't I execute you? Asta points a sword at the Clover King. This is where, the Clover King shuts up because, holy shit, he realized that Asta is not forgetting, and he isn't just saying, talking to him, in private. No, Asta is saying this out loud and full blast. That's where a lot of people wind their eyes. That's where, wind his eyes because he never thought Asta would be outspoken about this shit. Asta says, also, if you don't shut the fuck up in your head saying, what the fuck am I doing? I'm doing what I want to do. I don't give a shit. Now shut up. That's where Yuno says, didn't even say anything. Shut up. Don't care. That's where Asta says, well, other than that, I think it's just yawn. Asta just said, okay, well, other than that, I think I'm gonna be going. Asta just walks away because he just didn't care. Julia says, okay, bye, Asta, the fallen prince. This is where Asta says, I'm not taking that status. Now, fuck off. Asta walks out, but yeah. This is where, well, he opens the door and just leaves. This is where Yuno kind of just stays there dumbfounded. Everyone is just there frozen in fear. This is where, well, Kira would have done something, but realized that his magic isn't strong enough because he did try to do something. But when he tries to erase the sword of magic that Asta had, it didn't even shrink even a fucking inch. It probably shrank like a half an inch. This is why, well, no one could actually notice if it shrank or not. And this is where Kira realized that he can't do jack shit to Asta. This is where, well, Asta kind of just walks out, and this is where, well, Asta's still yawning. He's still tired. This is where, well, before he's able to just, well, I mean, he walks out, he kind of sees the other squads and just walks out of that place and kind of just keeps going. This is where Asta is yawning. He's tired. He feels like going back to sleep. Of course, this is where, well, before Asta is able just to go back to sleep and all that, and was about to just go teleport, this is where, well, someone kind of says, whoa, they're pretty outspoken for a lot of things. Also turns around and sees a girl with what's it called, very bluish hair, an icy personality, and of course having an ice sword like right next to her. That's where she has a grimoire, and of course she looks to be from the Blue Rose. That's where Asta says, who the hell are you? Oh, I know. Well, I'm a senior magic junior knight. And I wasn't expecting you to forget me, Asta. That's where Asta says, you must be Asta. I remember you. You're one of the people that were also able to get a 4-leaf grimoire. Unlike you know that also got a 4-leaf grimoire. But you weren't much seen as better. Since the whole status of female and male is different in this world, whatever. That's why, well, it's just, yeah. But I can always bully men into doing what I need them to do. As I say, I guess you can. What do you want anyway? That's where SF says, well, I want to fight. That's where before she even gets to like pull out her sword, that's where someone jumps behind her and says, hey, Asta. This is where, well, they fall down to the ground. That's where SF says, what the hell? Junko, what the hell did I tell you about sneaking behind me? Junko says, well, you told me not to do it, but it's funny to see you to react. I'm gonna kill you one day, SF said. Junko said, you know you wouldn't. You wouldn't kill your little sister like me. That's where SF says, we're the same age, Junko, you idiot. That's where, what? Junko says, I guess so. Asta keeps yawning, and of course, Asta just kind of starts walking away. That's where Asta's like, hey, no, you're gonna fight me. Asta says, why should I? I feel tired. And if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go to sleep. This is what? Asta says, and do I look like I care? You should. Why should I then? Huh? This is where Asta says, I'm making myself yawn way too much. What Asta says, you should care for one reason. I could care less about this fight. This is where Asta gets up and, well, mostly is still up and all that. And of course decides to just start walking away. Asta's like, hey, no, get back here. So, well, she rushes at Asta with an ice sword. With this sword, Asta dodges to the side, but then falls down and falls asleep on accident. But yeah, think of it like how Luffy kind of did that. You know, when he used the arbitration knock and just dodge something from what's called the arc of the Candy Island or whatever, Cake Island. That one girl that tried to send him a needle and all that, and Luffy like dodges to the right, dodges the needle, thinks of his arbitration knock, and it just falls down. Yeah, that's what Asta does, but just goes to sleep. He doesn't care. But yeah. But for right now, I'm going to end it off here for just part 2, and part 3 might be whenever, but I'm getting really tired. But other than that, have a nice day, and good night. Bye.